I'll start time.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
Gerald.
Okay. So personally, I prefer Visual Studio Code. Reason being that it gives you a feel of how when you are working, your environment will be like. Usually, from my background, usually they use MacBook to do most of their work stuff. And I'm sure when we start working, most of us will be given computers, but by our firms. And most of these computers are either MacBook or they'll give you a Windows-based computer, but you would have to install what you call you have to install um, either Linux or WSL, or you install Visual Studio Code on it. It makes things very easier when you want to install certain tools or resources. So personally, I like using Visual Studio Code. So you just come to new terminal and what we want to do. But before that, let me lay some foundation first. So what is Git? If we say Git, what is Git? Um,
Please take your writing
Git
pad
is
and write it.
simply Git is simply a version control system which does more than four things. But the four I can remember is that it keeps records of changes. One, two, it allows for collaborative development. Three, it allows you to know who made what changes and when. It makes you track changes. And the last one is it allows you to revert any changes. So in the work environment, apart from being a solutions architect, there's also DevOps engineering attached to this cloud computing and stuff. So apart from building an architecture in the cloud, there are certain work that you do with other developers, let's say programmers and stuff. And when you are doing this work, everybody is at either a local or a remote location. Either all of you are in the office, and even if you are in the office, all of you will be working with an individual computer. But in this agile world of software development and stuff, you are all supposed to be working collaboratively. How do you collaborate? Git comes in. Git helps you to collaborate. So in the work environment, there's one main tree which has a record of all the changes that you have committed to the tree. And Git keeps a record of all the changes that you do there. It allows you to collaborate. So on the main tree, some people can branch from the main tree and then they would work or develop a certain or a particular part of the application or the software or whatever you are working on, and then they'll merge it back into the tree. I think this will make more sense going forward. So there are different types of version controls. There are, apart from um, um, GitHub that we are coming to look at today, there are different forms of version controls. We have GitLab. We also have Bitbucket. We have AWS has their own, and AWS own is called Code Commit, AWS Code Commit. And I'm sure we all know, as of now, we all know what Code Commit is. Azure also have theirs. They call it Azure DevOps. And there's another type. It's a Subversion. There's another one called Subversion and SourceForge. So these are all different types of version controls that we have. So GitHub, essentially, what I said about Git, it helps you to, Git is a version control system that helps you to keep records of changes and all that. GitHub is just a cloud or web-based platform for version control and collaboration. So Git is a version control and GitHub is the cloud or web-based version of that.
Okay, Gerald. So
Stack Overflow.
someone has a question. Is what about Stack Overflow?
Yes, it's also one of those collaborative tools that programmers use.
All right.
So, so that's that for a brief summary of Git and GitHub. So first, before you install Git on your machine, I'm sure most of us are using Windows now. If you are using if you are using a MacBook, you just have to type this command, git dash version, and you know your git version. Because I've not switched my console or my terminal to what do you call it, to Ubuntu or Git or anything. It's still partially telling me that it can't find that one. But if you have a MacBook and you enter this code, this command, I'll put it. Honestly, Git is based on Linux, and Bash. So technically, what we are doing here, if you have a Bash background, it would have been very helpful. Nonetheless, we'll go through the basics of uploading a portfolio on GitHub, and that one is very simple. You wouldn't need to go so deep into it. So where is the chat? I forgot where I put the chat. I wanted to put okay, the chat to be here. Okay, so chat. So if you have a MacBook and you enter this, the Git version will come, and then you see. But if you don't have a MacBook like myself, and you are using Windows, first you need to have Ubuntu, or not just Ubuntu. You'd have to have a Linux machine on a server on your machine on your computer. And to do that, Windows has some back room of a way of installing Ubuntu on machines. You enter this command I'm sharing in the chat. WSL, I think dash install. Please, let me go. Yes. WSL dash install, and then when you enter this, then it takes a while. It will install Ubuntu for you. Windows calls is the Windows subsystem for Linux. So after installing it, you'll get WSL on your machine. Technically, having WSL means that you have your own Linux machine. And so when you finish doing that installation, let me open this place. And you come and type, I'm sure I've installed WSL here. Let me check. Ubuntu. Okay. So after when you open PowerShell, you open PowerShell or command prompt, any of them, and you run. Let me take you through first. So first you go to the Windows button, you click on the Windows button, and then you type PowerShell or PowerShell. Let's use PowerShell. So you run PowerShell. Okay, so PowerShell will open, and then you type WSL dash install, and it's going to install Ubuntu for you. It takes some time, but I have it already installed on my machine. So it told me Ubuntu is already installed. Launch it, launching Ubuntu. Okay, so I don't need this because I use the Visual Studio Code. But when it opens, it will come like this. You get something like this. This will go to WSL. Okay, so you get something like this. This will be where your command and everything will be. And then there you can check your Git version, Git dash version. Okay, so this way to tell you the version that you have. Git version is 2.34.1.
Yeah.
And
so
this,
yeah.
So
I think the previous one would have worked. I think there was a space between the dash and the version. That is why.
When I entered it first time.
Yeah.
No, it won't work because I'm in PowerShell. That one was PowerShell.
Okay.
Let me open PowerShell. You see this PowerShell, PS,
Yeah.
PowerShell.
Okay.
With Visual Studio Code, you're able to, I've opened PowerShell here. I can open Ubuntu, the Ubuntu here. I can open another one, let's say Git Bash. I can open Git Bash 2 here. I can open Java script to debug something. So I'll just be switching through the terminals just like that. But PowerShell doesn't It doesn't. Let me call the last command. Okay, so let me clean the space.
Yeah. I
Okay,
was just
that should
thinking
be
anyway. So,
partial.
work.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so get init. I'm coming. Get init. Just a minute.
All right.
Oh, really? Honestly, this is new to me.
Myself, I was just thinking, I was like, okay, probably maybe you left a space, that's why. I was just looking at it carefully. But
So
I did
it, it, it looks as if now they've merged Git with partial. Previously, if you can't check your Git version and those things in partial.
yes, my because it just
You know,
just like command prompt. I was not
yes,
you are not able to run these gates and
yes,
even AWS, even no matter how you install the AWS CLI,
yes,
you can't use your
yes,
command prompt to do it. But I think recently they are
Yeah,
they are
but I
they
think
are
yeah, Gerald,
yeah.
let's be sure. You see, this is more of a third party environment.
Which
For
one?
for
The Visual Studio Code
yes. So let's try it in partial itself.
in partial itself. Okay,
okay.
I think they
Yeah,
work the same, but let's
Maybe
try
they
it and see.
let me
so
see.
that we know for certain that
Yeah.
Let
But
me
I
open.
won't be surprised because Git also belongs to Microsoft.
Mm,
Git Git belongs to Microsoft. Copilot belongs to Microsoft. So currently, what they are even doing is they are merging Copilot with Git, but it's just for sale. It's for sale. So Git dash dash version. Yeah, it works.
uh,
It works.
okay, cool.
So I don't know PowerShell, please. PowerShell too has its own command and those
yeah.
things.
PowerShell
So
has its own command. That one too.
and those things.
It's a school on its own.
Yeah. So right now we have what do we call it? We have our Git on our machine. So first we would have to configure the Git. Configuring it simply means you are introducing yourself to the Git. But before we do that, let's create um, let's create an account on GitHub. So I have a spare email address that we would use for this experiment so that I think we go through the whole process. Otherwise, I might not. Everything I'll do, they will say I should do it. I've already done it. I've signed up already. So we go to GitHub. No, this is github.com. This is Molly. So you sign up. Since we don't have an account, we sign up first for an account. It doesn't take much time.
So I'm just looking at something. It looks like there's Git Bash. They've integrated Git Bash into the VS Code.
PowerShell,
No, VS Code.
Visual Studio Code. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So when you have it, you don't need to install all those things. But not everybody wants Visual Studio Code. Some wants to do their own thing outside.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you use Visual Studio Code, it's very easier. As we were doing this SSH thing, you have to install Patty and all those things and download the PEM file. This one, you don't need to do it. You just SSH having H, you put the path, and then easy to use that. You put the IP, then that's all. It will SSH into it
Yeah.
at Gmail. Email, hey, already taken session. But did I create a GitHub with this email address? Yeah. Okay, let's see what we do. I don't have any email address again. I have just two email addresses. Should we use, maybe someone will give me his email address?
I want to use some more.
I don't remember creating I'm coming also. Let me sign in and see. Because the email address I used to sign up for this is my second email address. And I don't remember why are they saying I have. Okay, so let me use this one. See. Password. Okay, let me use this password. I don't know the password that I use. Yeah. Okay, I understand why. So, please, has anyone created GitHub yet? If you haven't created GitHub, let's use your email address so that I've merged my two email addresses.
So you go use Okain Richard.
I beg.
Oh, okay.
Take send them for the chat.
Post in the chat.
Security.
Post in the chat. The password there. Later you change the password.
Yeah, then you go change it. No, but I think
It's like Makpala may be like that.
me Macpala mails or I know they remember the passwords. Way most of the times they use these temporary email generators, you know. They so from 2 days we now expire. Especially
if Proton mail. Hey. Okay, that's where you go.
Oh,
okay, so password we just will use.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes, type sounds.
Okay. Doki at 23. Make I put for here so say you're not gonna forget. I beg, make no bro go mess the account.
Would they beg you? Would they take do something? So
okay, we beg you. We beg you if you finish change them.
Yeah.
Oh, incorrect. Username and password.
No, if I sign up.
For sign up.
Sign in. Sign up.
I came to sign in. I came to sign in. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think while we are doing the sign up process, anybody who is lost can just quickly send a message. But then I think from what we are looking at, if you have Visual Studio Code, I mean that's the simplest tool that we are using. So you should install Visual Studio Code. You can just do a Google VS Code, right? Install and just click from their download page, install it. Now when you open this, you run the terminal and you have to install more or less like a Linux environment. Okay. So, and that was the command that was put here, the WSL install. So when you do the WSL install, if you have a subsystem for Linux, they will tell you that yes, there is Windows subsystem for Linux is installed, and you have a list of the distributions, like of Linux distributions that you can install, right? Once you do that, they will give you the names of the distribution, and then the command that you will use to install those distributions will come. So if it is Ubuntu, you will do a WSL install and then -d and then the distribution name, right? And you just install it.
I beg, check say you get mailer. You get verification mailer.
Okay, all right, sure.
I don't know what they are talking about. But if you get them, then verify so that I'll sign in. It.
Or you go enter the mail again. Just enter the mail again and continue. We could see.
Okay, so
no verification will come on.
Yeah, so enter the mail again.
Okay, make that.
Then continue. And then you create the password here. Click on the suggest a strong password. You go come, then you go copy them. Okay, yes.
You do these people the way them be.
Then copy this
straight.
one.
Okay, they give the continue.
I beg, paste them for here before you forget.
There you go. Continue. No.
Yes. Would you like to receive? No, Charlie.
Yes,
Oh.
you go love.
They will send you plenty marketing messages, marketing emails.
This puzzle. Okay. So you're a real man. But where is the puzzle? The puzzle is not coming.
So we know you are a real person.
Option 1. If you want there, if you want with Charlie. Also grad there.
All right, Charlie. Take care, why? All right.
One more to you. Option 1. You. Okay, so I beg, check your Proton mail. See, make a paste the password into the chat.
Please, nobody should log in. We are just pasting here for reference. Okay, you paste the code.
Okay, so how many team members? Just me. Am I a student?
I say they here. If you buy the business question.
Is it what?
It means do you have to wait for your lab to be graded before ending the lab?
Oh, Charlie,
those instructions are clearly spelled at the end of the
Charlie.
assignment. Then rep up for that.
I beg, we are here. We are venturing into tech. You can't do tech without loving to read. That one there. Because you read, and as an architect, Charlie, company will give you a whole document, sometimes 200 pages of requirements. You have to read and understand, and then recommend the best architectural setup for them. So I beg, all of us here. If you don't like reading, start. Me, I don't like reading like that, but Charlie, before force.
So usually, this is how your first dashboard will look like. Usually, if you open a GitHub repo, let me open someone. So let's see. Let me open Molly's repo. One of Molly's repos. So this gentleman is a very cool guy. You don't hear of him, but he's very, very good when it comes to AWS and stuff and cloud computing stuff. So this is one of his repos. Usually when you open it, this is what you see, an overview, and it's very raw. However, there are some who have, let's say, improved their repo a bit and added certain, they've added their portfolio and certain projects to it. And sometimes when you open such portfolios, they look like this. Let me copy this from my other screen. Brave browser. So just a minute. Let me copy one of my repos and paste it here. Okay. So there are some too that if you open, you see something like this. You go to their README, or you go to their main page and you see everything about them, what they do, their work and stuff. You go to their main repo, you see this there. The person's name, the portfolio, whatever. You see everything there and how to connect with them. And usually this is what the standard is for people who are in tech. Either you create one here or you create one on Medium and other platforms. Today we'll look at the GitHub one, which is quite simple. Then after that we'll look at Medium, creating projects portfolio in Medium. So first, when you open the GitHub account, whatever I'm doing, we can do it using the CLI, the command line interface, by using the Visual Studio Code I'm talking of. But in the meantime, let's focus on using just the graphical user interface type of thing. That one will be much simpler, since some of us, we are now getting used to what you call it, Bash and all those things. So the first thing you do, you want to create a new repo. And in creating the new repo, you name the repo the same as what your username is. So the username we created was Okine AWS. So your repo's name, your repo simply means repository. It's a place where you keep code, you store code, or you store changes and those things. That's a repo. So you name it, it should be the same for just this one, not all other projects, just this one, since it's a portfolio that you are creating. Another way you can do is just go ahead and create a README file, but we'll talk about the two and the pros and cons. So first you go ahead and then you create a repo. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves to Git first. So first we would Git init. Let me paste the command in the chat. Copy chats. So your name that is there is supposed to be your username. So the username that you use, username. Just global. Then Okine AWS. AWS. Did we use all caps or somewhere, small letter? AWS. LP does not contain a section. Semicolon. Hey, Why don't I have Git dash version? I have it. I was meant to just go to Git.
At the guys I do the SA no. This
That's true.
This same thing happened to me. I nearly cry.
Why? If you okay, we they use okay AWS.
Yeah, AWS.
AWS. Small.
Yeah. Still.
It does not contain a section.
I nearly cry. I say, what is? It does not contain section.
I'm coming. Let me see something. Initialize existing gateway for in users admin.key. Okay, so let's run this command again.
Still.
What we are just doing essentially here is that we are introducing ourselves to the Git. So we'll send our name, our username, and our email address to the local Git repo that we are having, so that on our machine, whatever we do will take effect here on the Visual Studio Code that we just created. So if that one wants to show us Pepe, then we can simply ignore that one and come and do it here if we want. I think that would be better. Pussy trees. Okay, so yeah. Okay. AWS. No space, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot. You created something like that earlier. Okay, this one. So let's delete this one first, because we didn't create everything for it.
If I go back then.
Back.
Or if we delete them for you.
Settings or actions, you are supposed to delete it. Down. Delete this repo.
Yeah.
I want to delete this repo. I have read, and they'll say type of kind. So kind AWS /kind AWS. Okay, so it doesn't exist. Okay, so let's create a new one again. Okay, so let's do it again. Kind AWS. Okay, that's fine. So then always remember to add a README file, because that's where you are going to modify all those things and set it and then create it. So now we are not using the Visual Studio Code anymore or the bash or anything. We are just coming to do it straight from this place. It's possible to do that. So when you create it, this is what will come. So the first thing you do is to edit it. Okay, so you can see hi there, what. They themselves, they've created certain things that you can add to it. So some ideas, I'm currently working on. You can put something there and then you talk about what you are currently working on. But this is a sample of what. Let me share this in the chat. Copy and just paste it there. It makes it better. So I'll copy and paste it first, then subsequently I'll share it in the chat. So sample file, save as GitHub sample. GitHub tutorial. Desktop. Okay, so I can show you. Okay. I'm sharing something in the chat box. You can have a look at it. You download and keep it. Subsequently, if you want to do, unless I put it in Dropbox before, let me share it in the WhatsApp group. Just a minute. So that those that want to follow can follow. Okay, so documents. Okay, text. Okay, this one. Okay, so I've shared it in the WhatsApp chat, so you can open it and have a look. So essentially, when you copy that and then you paste it, this is how it's going to look like. That's how the preview is going to look like. But if you put it in the editor mode, this is how it's going to look like a code. So if we were using Visual Studio Code 2, this is how it is going to look like, and then you are going to edit it. So the first line 1, just an introduction. Hi, I'm Gerald, and this is my GitHub profile. And I am a cloud engineer. I just put some cloud emoji there. And then this is my LinkedIn profile, and also a DevOps engineer. And I also said I'm a YouTuber, just an example. So if you are someone who is into YouTube, you can just put your link here. So let's assume that I am Kwabna. And Kwabna, your videos should be upcoming YouTube. Pando. Okay, so this is Isaac Pando. Okay, this one. So let's assume I'm Kwabna. I'll just copy and paste my LinkedIn, my YouTube profile here. So my YouTube web address, I'll paste it here. And I also, the same way, I'll paste my LinkedIn profile here, Kwabna's LinkedIn profile here. And in all these things, when you highlight it, just press backspace to clean it, and then you paste whatever you copied there. Always let there be quotation marks. Let the link that you're posting be in quotation marks, so that it will preview like this. So when someone opens this place and sees cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, and YouTuber, when they click on even YouTuber, it goes straight to where your YouTube videos are. I'm coming. I think I made a mistake with
there was a star there.
Yeah, asterisk. So edit, where is it? I did not commit the changes, so the thing didn't save it. So, okay, so all contributors of this code. Okay, so this one, and then the YouTube. Okay, so okay, I think now it's fine. Preview.
Commit.
Okay, so when someone, as you commit it, yeah,
no, okay, you can just open it in a new tab.
That yeah, I wanted to let me finish.
Just do it that way.
So immediately you click, it sends the person straight to your YouTube channel. Immediately they click your maybe if you've added your LinkedIn here, immediately they click your LinkedIn, it goes straight to your LinkedIn profile. And likewise, your cloud engineer. So it's more or less like creating a hyperlink for whatever you've written. That's what this code is. This technically creates a hyperlink for whatever you've pasted there. Okay, so after that, you come to the next line. Everybody and what they want to be in their portfolio. Some would like to just talk about their projects. Some would like to talk about their certificate, to talk about even their school or academics, or everybody and what they like. But I think for a standard portfolio, personally, I think these are enough. Just having your LinkedIn profile, your headline first, and also your projects. If you have a YouTube channel, you put maybe a popular YouTube video that you have. So those of us that are not doing anything on YouTube, you can start something small on YouTube and then post the popular YouTube video and probably your certifications if you want, and then you put your social media handles there. And so we've tuned the first line, that is line 1. Now let's look at the third line. The third line, I decided that we talk about cloud projects. Someone can decide that we should talk about, let's say, their certifications first. You can put that one there, and you should be creative enough. It's your portfolio, so it should meet a particular standard, but you should add a particular flair to it. So this person that I copied the raw portfolio file from, he's a cybersecurity expert. He's called Josh Madako. So this is one of the projects that he did, like data structures and algorithms. So probably your cloud project that you've done, the recent cloud project that we did is is it the Internet Cafe one? What's the title of?
The last one is creating a VPC networking environment for the cafe business.
Yeah, cafe business. Create, so you can put it there. Just to make it a bit more practical, you won't go straight. You won't speak straight to whatever the topic was. You can just say maybe I created, or like let the solution be tangible for the people. I don't know if you get me. This is like you are selling or marketing yourself. So you can put it like maybe I created. What problem was that cafe business VPC trying to solve? They were trying to solve a particular problem.
Yeah, so they just wanted to add, to enhance their security posture. Yes, that was just it.
Cafe for a cafe to enhance their business and security posture, right?
Yeah.
Business and security. Okay, so when you finish, you just come and put the link or whatever that you are talking about. You put it here, but that should also be, you can put it in Git, you can put it in YouTube, on YouTube. So let's assume it's on YouTube, because where's the playlist? I'll give you another subscription. I subscribe to your channel with 3 accounts.
You force. Thank you.
Make I open another browser, then you go see. I subscribe to your. This one with my kiddies, then they use most of them, they watch cartoons. Creatively.
Cocomelon, that so you didn't want the people that they want Cocomelon.
Charlie, over 1 billion views. So.
Andrew, so that.
Charlie,
if you get kiddies for us, Paw Patrol. You
buy flash screen. You go to watch soccer for your phone top.
Charlie.
So copy it and then you add it, you merge it to this one. Okay, so you come here. I don't know why they want us to bold this one. So this one we just change it and do it AWS project. Don't bold in this one, leave it like that. Change. Okay. So just do what we found there. Control backspace control V. Okay. Okay, so no space in between. Okay, we are fine. I think we are fine. So we can change this and just do it AWS projects since maybe these things are AWS. So we can preview to and see whatever you are doing, whether you are on the right path. There's a problem with this, and I can't seem to figure out. It's the space that's not supposed to be, and there's no space there. Now,
No, there's no space.
so there's a bracket. There's also a bracket. There's no space here.
Okay, so put a space between the bracket and then the square bracket. And let's see.
I think that placement there's not supposed to be a space.
Okay.
Yes, space. Since you are calling this link, Didi, I hope it is even. Is a link like that there? The link I copied, the playlist. No, I say wow,
playlist link there. What?
Oh, okay.
So then they do playlist link. So most of the times, for these purposes like this, they use basically they shorten them.
Okay.
And then.
Okay. This looks fine to me, honestly, but I don't know what the problem is. I into me hyperlink this one. Or we should do it like this. Okay, so let's change it and do it like this.
Yeah, use the ref something.
And do it like that. No. Okay, so copy this. Right. Okay, so
some dots we did the last place there. Come on from after that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I click that and we see what I put. Okay, so X here too. Let me change this to this. Okay, I think that is all. Okay, so make a preview that make you see what that is. Let me change this thing all over here. I don't know what is. Let me copy that. The Git doesn't see this as a link. I don't know why it's not seeing it as a link. I don't know whether because it's too long that we have to shorten it.
Check your you didn't open the A tag over there. You just did href.
What?
You didn't open the A tag before the href.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. It's true.
So there should be a opening here.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I think. All right, so yeah, we found a way around it. So let me clean this one. Okay, I have cleaned the correct one. So I created what was it? Okay, so let me clean this. This rather, right?
And so the bottom one, yeah.
This, yeah. So let's preview it again and see whether we are in the right. Okay, so with this like this, when the person opens it, as I said, it will send you to the person's YouTube page for you to look at the video of how the person solved the problem. There are ways too that you can do this for it to lead you to the GitHub repo of the person. But unfortunately, we've not learned a lot about Git and creating repos and those things. And with Protect even, you might not use the Git repository that much, apart from probably using it to save certain projects. But you would not really work on a GitHub, or it's usually for the programmers and DevOps engineers. Even DevOps engineers, they use it just to monitor the code changes and stuff. So this one is the most important thing. Putting your portfolio there and then linking it to your projects that you've done or the solutions that you have. So this for the AWS projects. Maybe if you have a popular YouTube video or anything and you want to post there, you can post there. If it's not necessary, you just delete it from there. That's all. Then probably you look at your certifications. So with the certifications too, you come here, maybe I used the two of them. AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. So far, that's the two that we have. So I've already sent you the code. So whatever, when you paste it there, you change this link that is here. So you go and open your certificate. You know, AWS gave us some Credly, a way to verify our certificate on Credly. So you go and check that place. You go and check that place, and then you copy the link that is given. Everyone has a unique link, and then you paste it just in the brackets. Then this one, so if you have any other certifications, you just put those links there for it to show. So when someone comes here, for instance, the person will see your certifications there. The person will click on it and it will send the person right out. So here you can see my name and when I was certified, how long my certification is going to take before it expires and those things. Where is this one? Okay. All right. Then after that too, you know, especially as solutions architects, we are supposed to be very, very social. Unfortunately, some of us are very antisocial. Solutions architect has to do with marketing, like business, convincing people, because businesses want solutions to their problems. There are a lot of people who will try to maybe provide solutions for these people, but you have to stand out when you are marketing yourself or when you are selling the solution to the people. So all your social media handles too, you can put them here. If you have a YouTube channel, you put it there. If you have a Twitter channel and you want to put it, you put it there. But I like using my LinkedIn profile compared to the other one. So my LinkedIn is here. If I want to put my YouTube channel, I'll put my YouTube channel here. Where's my YouTube channel? Okay, so this one. Copy. Sorry. Okay, so basically, after doing that, all these also become active. And when someone clicks on it, opens your portfolio and clicks on it, the person is going to see your profile. So you should commit directly onto the main branch. And also come here. Okay. Okay, so now when you give anybody, let me change this profile picture. Should I use it? No, let me just use this one. So let's put okay. Okay, your first name be Richard, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Richard. Okay, so here your bio, you can put your ALX, whatever the bio that they made us write, so you can put those things there. Your socials too, you can put it there if you want or not. Some to depending on the kind of repo that you have. If you are working with a company, you should put your company. If the repo is meant for your company work, you put your company's name there. But if it's a personal repo, just leave it blank. Usually people push stuff through even GitHub accounts. So if you have a company there, sometimes it makes you a bit competitive, if I can put it that way. People like the employment space. In the employment space, they like people who are already working compared to those who are not working, first timers. I don't know why they don't give space to newbies like that.
You come and break things.
If you have I don't know why they do that. So let me look for a picture, any picture. So you can put any nice picture there. You require this. Let me put this kind of picture there. Okay. Okay, so you put a profile picture and then you update the profile. That's all. So subsequently, you can put your name to your file. So subsequently, if you give your LinkedIn, if you create your CV or your resume, and you are given when you create your resume, you leave a space for your socials or your GitHub and those things. You put this link there, Okain AWS, and you give it to another person. Let me open incognito here and see. That's incredible. Very hard. Okay, so.
Hey, George, we picture that.
Where?
We picture that.
The background.
No, the profile
The picture I use.
Yeah.
I be this. You're from saying the Ghanaians then they UK then they play
Sun Trophy.
It not be Sun Trophy, but then they play give us arcade and the video.
Composers.
The
composers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The guitar guy.
I'm gonna say Marcus Miller.
No. So
Martha.
if you put this link there now, your GitHub link, and then anybody clicks on it or follows up, it brings you immediately to this place where you introduce yourself, your certification, and some projects that you've even run, and subsequently the person can go to your repo. But usually this repo is your private repo. Companies don't like they don't allow for you to use your private repo in the work environment. So usually your private repo projects that are there should be projects that is solely to you. I don't know how to explain. It's your own work. It's not a company's work. So let me. I'm coming. Just a minute. Let me share my report. Should I? Okay. Just a minute. I'm trying to share that screen. Okay, so let's see. Go there. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so I can share this one. Okay, so when I worked with Joe Max for a while, so whilst I was working with them, this was my repo where we were doing one or two things. There were certain things that when you do, they won't let you commit it here. There are certain things too that when you do, you need to commit them here. So if you get deeper into and it's not solutions architect stuff, that's why I'm thinking that it's not too necessary to learn about some of those things. But going forward, those that would like to do solutions architect pro, they might not come close to this one. But those that would like to branch and go and do DevOps, they might come to this crossroads, and then they are going to learn about these things. So when you do these things, you commit them here. and they will be part of your profile. So when you are working with people, maybe you are a team, and then they've assigned you to work on a project. When someone is working on a particular section of that project, and you're also working on another part, you bring it together and merge it onto the main Git branch, onto the main branch before that thing is committed into the work environment. So that the reason why we do this is to prevent, should I say, errors or destroying the work that has already been done. So let's say you want to do an update. You have an app that is running, example, hotel. You have an app that works very well, but you want to add maybe a new feature to it. So what do? The programmers are going to pull, or sometimes they'll fork. Fork is F-O-R-K. I mean F-O-R-K. So fork. So they'll fork the repo, and then work. Forking the repo simply means that they are going to pull that a portion, or they are going to clone or replicate the existing working app, and then they'll work on it. After that, they'll come and commit it and see if it's even working well. If it's working well, before they will merge it onto the main branch, and then Git will keep track of all these things that I'm talking of. When they forked it, when they committed it, when they even, if there's an error and then they undo it, it will keep all those things. So usually this is how your repo will be if you've done certain things. But the overview of creating the portfolio, having a GitHub portfolio, this is what it is, what we've just discussed. It's just a very simple thing. When you open your GitHub, this is the first thing that will come. We'll talk about your profile and things that you've done. One thing I would advise is that let's desist, although AWS has given us we've done certain projects and stuff with AWS. It is their projects, it is their tutorials. So you can't publish or replicate it for yourself. They can sue you if you are working for a company, and then that is then they can sue your company. So the best thing is that you have to take whatever you get from them, and then you refine it or change some few things from it, and then you create your own project. So for instance, let me open one of the projects that they made us do. And please, every project they let you do, although it's for AWS, please keep record of it, because you are learning and you can't let the knowledge just go by like that. Just take it, modify it. Knowledge is not for one person. So take it, modify it, and then come here. I have some maybe on my machine. I keep what projects that we do. Let me open it and then I'll show you. So solutions architect. Okay, this is it. AWS projects. Okay. Okay, so for instance, this one. Hosting a static website, for instance. Would you open, or it will not? If it will open, let me open it here. Let's see. Okay, so open it here. Okay, so this is one of our models, the guided lab hosting a static website. What? You can create a video following the same prompts and everything, and then upload it, and it won't be a problem until the time has come for that to be a problem, because you can see it clearly written here. And if you read their terms and conditions for even giving us this opportunity to study with ALX, they say it clearly. So all the rights are reserved. This work may not be reproduced or redistributed in whole or in part without prior written permission from AWS Services Inc. So sometimes even when you go for interviews, which is AWS, maybe you want to apply to Amazon to work, and then you tell them, oh, in my portfolio, I built a static or I hosted a static website, what, and then they open your portfolio, and all that they are seeing is the same thing, ditto. First, task one, you create what. You've just you've just copied and pasted, and technically that is plagiarism, and they don't take it lightly at all. What you can do is to take this, you can scramble the words you can copy it and paste it in even ChatGPT and tell him that you want to create a bucket in Amazon S3. So it should show you the steps that you go through, and then you use that one to do it. Or you can decide that instead of just hosting a static website, maybe you want to host a static website that does something. I don't know whether you get me. Maybe you want to host a static website that solves a problem. You want to host a static website that you should add a particular, like you should add something to it. It shouldn't be the same thing that you are just reproducing in part or in whole. So you should modify it a bit, and then you can keep record of those projects, and then you use it. So this is what our labs are, and honestly, you can extract this part of the lab for future. Maybe if you want to do a project, or you want to follow it to do something, you learn from it too. So you can save it on your machine for dash maybe a year or two later. Maybe you want to write an article on LinkedIn, you want to write an article on Medium or dev.to. You can use these things to help you to do it. Okay, so please, for now, with the profile on GitHub, I think we have the basics. You can fine tune it. You can add your own flair. You can do anything you think will make. Some will not like these emojis because they might think it's not professional. You can take it away. You can just do it. Hi, I'm Gerald, an AWS cloud engineer. Simple. And then you go to your projects. You talk about the projects one after the other. And your certifications, if you want, you put it there. If you want, you leave it. And then your socials too, you put your socials there. So that's that for the GitHub portfolio. If there's any question, let me take it now. Otherwise, we'll just move on to creating a Medium account and then maybe posting on Medium, which is very, very simple. I think everybody can do it without even a tutorial. That's it. Let me take questions for GitHub first.
Please ask questions. Ask your questions. So ask for Gerald. It feel below past me. So won't be sign a question or between answer. Media yeah,
Me we are there.
Mine is not a question, but just a contribution.
All right.
Okay.
So with README files on Git, if you are finding it difficult to maybe create something like that, you can craft a prompt and put it in ChatGPT. It's going to do the job for you. Great. In case you are finding it difficult to do this. So you can give it maybe your intro, the links to your projects, YouTube videos, link to your certifications. It's going to do it nicely for you. You can try some. So most projects I work on, if I'm feeling easy to do a README, I just tell ChatGPT what the project's about. And it gives me a proper README file.
Yes, I agree with you perfectly. The only thing is to understand how README files work. Yes, if you understand it, if you give it to ChatGPT and it does the good work, you know. If it doesn't do a good work, you know.
Yes. So once understanding is there, you can just go ahead and use ChatGPT, then you edit it.
Yes, you're right. So guys, tools are meant to be used. ChatGPT is one of them. And as he rightly said, you just put that command in ChatGPT, you write it well, and it will give you a very good feedback. If there is any other question, let's take it, or else we move. What time is it?
Questions.
It's 10:40 already.
Yeah, 10:40. I think, Charlie, let's just move on. I think if anybody has a question along the way, they would pop it up.
Okay, so Medium 2 is a publishing platform, and tech guys like using it. Just like dev.to. Let's use dev.to too. Dev.to is usually for tech people. Okay, so here too is like a blog, just like LinkedIn. You create an account there and then you post whatever projects that you are having. You post it there. Usually when you are posting projects or you are working on something, it's good you replicate it on many platforms. So you post it on LinkedIn, you post it on maybe dev.to and Medium, everywhere. Let your presence be felt. And one thing too that I learned, because of that, I hold on to like posting projects for now, is consistency. And that has to do with almost all media sites and blogging sites. The more you consistently post, the wider the algorithm pushes your posts. I don't know if you get me. If you post today and maybe you don't post for a long while, in 3 months' time, you post again, you won't get enough reach, or you won't get enough. A lot of people will not see your post compared to someone who posts consistently. Maybe every 3 days you post one, every 3 days you post one. So I advise that if maybe going forward, the projects that we are learning and stuff, you want to post about them, you are doing you are tracking them now, you are writing them down and trying to publish it. You can store them or draft them so that as time goes on, you start and you have a very good hoard. You start releasing them one after the other. Most of the successful people on LinkedIn and even Medium and stuff, if you look at their profile, one thing that they have is consistency. So in dev.to2 is very simple. Honestly, you just create an account. What should you use to even create this account? Okay, let's use GitHub to sign. So you can use GitHub to sign up. So we are going to use Okines GitHub to sign up. Okay. Okay, you don't. Okay, so DevOps. Or can you say DevOps into the trash?
Okay, what the big money?
Okay, no mind now.
Bola is
No, we here.
I think
But we are still in love. Like, I love the DevOps because we are just now they consider DevOps the sysops. But DevOps now they think
You
twice.
making on my okay. Go follow this man. This man in mind, he gets.
but honestly, this architecture thing, what did they talk for? If you did this side of this world, Charlie, it don't go help you.
What solution?
Yeah, the marketing aspect, the business aspect.
Oh, here they not
Yeah, you know
help
it's
you.
not coming.
Here they not go help you.
It not go help. If you know the team do, like you be DevOps person, you be cloud programmer, that be when you go fit. You to me ball or no, I do we do no I this guy.
Of
You
course.
get me? But for them, you see, they get the structure. They go send in the architect's face. They go seal the deal. Then the engineers will go in. You get me? But even this, so what
Okay,
I
so
need, I feel future I can't
okay, so is this dev.to, a lot of people post their stuff here. Someone just posted explaining Kubernetes to my Uber driver. So this, for instance, he can just put a prompt in ChatGPT that explain Kubernetes to an Uber driver, and then they will just design some using AI to design some cool graphics, post it here, post whatever they want to post now there. So cover image, you just look for a cool cover image. If you are using GTP4 or any of those AI, you just type the prompt, maybe a cool sorry, a cool cover image for maybe solution, let's say a VPC post or something. You just type it there and then you put that cover image there. Let's put this thing here, an image there. Then your post title, let's use this one. Where is that? We're looking at, okay, so we want to hosting a static website on AWS. Okay, so so hosting a static website on AWS. Okay. Add tags. So tags that you want, these tags, for instance, you can use a tool that does very well when it comes to generating tags. So there's this API called AIPRM. It helps very well if you want to write, you want to do this SEO instance. It helps very well. So you can understand it to give you a lot of commands. Let me see whether it's enough. I'm not seeing it here. This is how. I'm not seeing something here. I'm supposed to see something. Continue writing, please. Not this. AIPRM. Okay. So this one. So maybe you want to write about AWS topic. AWS. I have AWS. Okay, so generate code. Okay, so tags. We don't have any tags in all. What are we writing on? We're writing on static website, AWS. Okay, so generate SEO. What is this thing? So SEO tags. SEO. Okay, so 100% unique SEO optimized article. Okay, so this one will be fine. Keyword. So AWS is a keyword and static website. Okay, so as I said, you shouldn't use 100% of whatever they will give you here. So you can generate something from this place and then you use it. If you don't want to sound more robotic, you copy and then you put it in Quillbot, and then Quillbot will rearrange it for you. So introduction, static websites, unlike dynamic ones, consist of text, what. So you come here and then you copy it. Simple. You copy tags, hashtag AWS, hashtag. Where's my hash? AWS. Okay, AWS. What again? DevOps. Let me do DevOps. What again?
Cloud.
Tutorial. Cloud. Yeah, good. Cloud. Cloud computing. Input cloud computing. It's okay, bye. Okay, so then you start writing your post. You paste what we copied in introduction, whatever, and then you do it headed for it to be a headed. Okay, so you come to the body, but you can preview to see how it will look like. This one, please, I just put a random image at the top, so it will look like opinion without 3.14 is an onion. I hope you guys understand this joke. You understand. Oh, I should explain this joke. Okay, let's go. So this is how it will look like. Basically, what we just did within 5 minutes, this is how it will look like. And we are not publishing yet, but if you edit it, this is how it will look like. So you write the introduction, what. You come, if you want to add more long talk without going straight to the point, you come to benefits of AWS, static, whatever, you come to the benefit. And then you copy everything and then you just paste it there to make it faster. V. Okay, so this is also a heading. So you make this a heading. Okay, so this, you bold in this because it's a point. Or let's just make this 1. Okay, so and this will be 2. So I've started numbering again, so I must go back. Thank you. No, that's not supposed to be like this.
So remove. Okay, that one.
I'm not even going to mind it again. I don't know their problem. Right? Okay, so setting up whatever, and then you make this one to a heading. Okay, so kwata, at least you've added some flesh to whatever you are coming to do. So then you come to maybe your labs that you did and you saved somewhere now. You are coming to start it. So you skip all these things and then you come and create in the AWS management console. So you copy all these things. But you must modify certain things though. You shouldn't let the word be word for word. So it's just an example we are doing for its use now.
So you can also, I think you can also personalize it, right?
Yes.
And then
yes, you can
make it your own. But as you said, Charlie, if you not do point to point as the academy.
Yes. So you can change certain things. You can add certain effects and images just to make it like nice or appealing, if I can put it that way, for it to be nice. Then when you are done and you preview, you look through whatever you've written and it looks good, you can add certain images too. You can add images to the thing. When you look at everything and you think it is okay, then you publish it. You publish it and it will come out very fine, like how we saw others writing like Kubernetes stuff.
Yes. So
let's assume. Come again.
No, you continue.
And so let's assume maybe you want to put some image. Yeah, but well, I didn't even take any snapshot.
Yeah, so for images, you can consider taking like snapshots of. So when you create your buckets, you can just take a snapshot of that. I mean, the buckets that you created or the screen where you are creating the bucket, right? And then you put it there. When you are writing the policies, after you write the policy, you can take a snapshot of the policy screen. You put it at the section where you wrote the policy. When you did your replication, all those things, right? Just to beef it up.
Yes. So after everything, then you publish it. But let me save this one as draft. So as I said, you can create a lot of these posts. Maybe you can create maybe 10, 20 of them, and then you save them as drafts so that when you want to start publishing, you start one after the other. This thing, okay, when you finish, you leave them. You start posting them one after the other. So some decide every Sunday evenings, they'll make a post. So every Sunday evening, you post, consistently posting like that. It gives you a wider audience and there's some form of consistency. So the algorithm pushes your story to a lot of people. But if you post one today and you wait some months later before you post, it doesn't, you can post continuously for, let's say, a week, and then you go and sleep and you come and post one, two. The algorithm has a way of not really pushing your story far. So that is with dev.to, and the same thing applies to Medium too. The same, there's no difference between that one. So with this one too, after everything, when you are your CV or in your resume, if you want to what do you call it? If you want to put your dev.to bio, for bio not found. Okay, I mean you do this, or okay, we not write any bio.
I
So
mean,
if you want to
if you
put
text,
it
so
in
they are speaking in dev terms.
above them. So you just copy this link and then you paste it on your resume where you want them to see this thing. But usually don't bring these things up if you have not started posting consistently. Same as the YouTube. If you don't have a lot of videos, not your videos shouldn't have a lot of viewers, but if you don't have a substantial amount of videos, so don't add it to your resume. It doesn't really, quote unquote, make sense. If the course you offered in university, it doesn't relate in any way with whatever tech role you are applying, don't put it in the CV that you are applying. It doesn't make sense. So me, for instance, I am from a very non-tech background. And so it is very unnecessary for me to go and put my undergrad certification, my master's certification there. It's not related to whatever I'm doing. But if there's a way you can link whatever you did at school with whatever you are applying for, then fine. Put it there and try to create the link. So for instance, you studied statistics in school, but now you're a solutions architect. How are you using the solutions architect? You can justify yourself. Maybe you learned Python during the statistics period, or you learned R Studio, and maybe you learn as data management, database management. So maybe you did some SQL back at school, and you did a project. There's a way you can justify that or link that. But let's say you went to do theater arts. You went to do theater. You see, and you are now doing AWS. What has AWS got to do with theater that you are bringing there?
Theater, I mean, you set up. You learn how to set up scenes.
Set up what?
Scenes. Game of Thrones.
If you go,
The people that set up this, be theater and do.
so that's the reality. If
Yeah.
your whatever you are doing is not really related to, or it's not very strong, don't bring it up at all. So your Twitter account like this. The reason why I don't put my Twitter account here. If you go and follow if my employer clicks on the link and goes to see the insults I've been insulting people on Twitter, they will know that I like violence.
I go do everything, but I go hide my Facebook from everybody because
You see that you see that I like violence. So don't put it at all to save yourself.
Yeah, Godwin, that be the thing. Go set up theater
not,
or videos for the cloud.
if you are not posting here, it's not necessary for you to put it there. But at least when we end the program, or whilst Isaac has been advising that whilst we are doing it, if it is documentation should be taken, start documenting things. If it is post or blogs, at least start drafting how you want it to look like. Have an idea of what you want to post there. When we finish, don't wait too long. If you wait for 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, Charlie, you might forget most of the things they taught us, and even other things will swallow you up. You'll not get time to be doing some of these things. So start piling the blogs down, things you want to do, the portfolio that you want to enrich, how you want your portfolio. It's now that you are in it, create time for it. At least you can dedicate in a month, you can dedicate 5 hours for just your portfolio and self-development. 5 hours in a month is enough, because it doesn't take, because of this AI prompts and stuff, it doesn't take a lot to generate a blog. You can sit down and within an hour, you generate a blog or two. If it's a project, you open YouTube, there are a lot of projects on YouTube, AWS projects on YouTube. You look at one or two of them, you set up, and you yourself, you'll be able to complete a project maximum 2 hours.
Yeah.
You'll be able to complete at least a project. So as of now, you put yourself in that shoes, to borrow the word, and then you start making certain impact.
Yes. Invest,
I think
invest,
I'll hand over the
invest.
camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11 o'clock now. But Medium, please let me just, Medium is the same as this. Should I use this account? Okay. It's the same as dev.to, but Medium is more of writers. That one, they like technical writing. And that place too, people get money from this place. Like tech people blog, and then they get money, they get paid for it on Medium. So a lot of people like doing that. So that place too, simply you come to write, and then how you want to write it the same way we went through the other one. The title is there, then the story or whatever you want to write. When you finish, you can either save it as draft, or you what do you call it? You publish it. So that's how Medium too is. It's quite simple. The only thing is knowing how to use the tools to create the blogs or stories. So as I said, download this AI, the API, AI PRM. Just Google AI PRM. AI PRM. It helps a lot. You can use it to write a lot of things within some short seconds. So you download it. It comes like an add-on or an extension. But anytime you open ChatGPT, it's somewhere here. So you click on it and you look for exactly what you want to look at. It can do a lot of things. It can even write a storybook. It can give you it can plan, it can do a lot of things, but I just limit it to a lot of small things. Can we do copywriting for you? It can do generate a lot of things. So you download it, and then whatever you want to do, you just use it to do. It's very helpful. So I think I'll draw the curtains here. If there's any question, to be fine to hear it now.
Yeah, so please ask your questions. Jared alone, he give me like 15 subscribers.
Plenty at yourself. If you say that they come out a subscription or what, because I just subscribed, right?
Yeah. If you so then they do, make it over in there.
Because, let me see. Let me check here.
Okay, I think it counts now.
It's not counting. Oh, okay.
But it should be 73, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they do. After some time, it will come back, or it will not come back again. That's
Okay.
you can have like 10 subscribers continuous, and they will take like 3 and give you 7 or 6, thinking that maybe some are like bots, right? But after some time, if they realize that it's a real account, they bring it back, or sometimes they just don't do it. The person has to do it again.
So this be my this time they use for my tech things. Why? So that one there. I'm sure I'm the one that subscribed after the first person, so I'll be the second subscriber. The joke. So Charlie, if there's any question or anything, fine, we are all here.
Yeah. So
I not do my this thing yet.
the labs.
Charlie. Then fire power with the way this malaria thing on mafia me, or is it fever? I don't know what it be said.
Charlie.
I did RDT to the so. But I will do them throughout this night, tomorrow morning. I'm sure by maximum tomorrow evening, then I'll finish all.
Yeah, myself. I don't want sit there and watch some. I might get some fire stuff for watch. especially on this. On S3, the S3, the content's plenty past what they want to canvas stuff. So.
Okay. For his this thing.
Yeah, in solutions architect this thing.
Oh, okay.
So they won't watch then see say I go fee do one or two things then.
So that's why you downloaded all the videos on this thing, torrent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem. I will go chook you for give them though. Say make them block that. I get the account. I get account we are buying for them.
Oh, okay. How go there? Go
So
section. Go S3.
You see, the S3 there. This one.
So you
the
see
introduction or the advance.
Advance. With the version
okay.
or the
yeah.
I see some things we.
But the S3 plenty.
That's what I'm saying. Like it plenty. Even the VPC set. If you check VPC.
The introduction 1272 to 1272, and this is also S3, right?
Yes, this is S3 security.
1272 to 162.
Yes.
Wow, that's more than 40.
Yes, and then the CloudFront and Global Accelerator also has like some content on S3, I think.
Yeah.
CloudFront with S3.
But have you realized that technically most of the services that AWS provides is just stamped on S3?
Yeah.
Most of their services are just sitting on S3.
Mike was like, sometimes a client will have some requirement that they will not have. Like, I mean, the provider will not have. So most of the times what they do is that they will sit down, improve on what they have already, and then package it into another product and then give it another name and sell it back to the person.
Yes. Their data lake like this. The data lake is just an S3 bucket which has CSV files.
Exactly.
And
then go the VPC. I think his own is networking also. Say VPC. It should be at the top.
Networking VPC is that.
Networking. You see, that's like 38 videos.
Wow.
You see,
and but you know the way he breaks it down sometimes to make it quite easy to absorb.
Exactly, it makes it easy for us to absorb. So he explained Bastion host, all those NAT instances, and then actually so that's what
plenty things there.
So that's what I try to do. So anytime I finish the content on the canvas, I go to Marik's videos and then check the same topic on it and try and then go through if there is any extra thing that we have to know.
You learn is there. Okay, so if there's no question or anything, then I think we have to all run and go and do Marik and AWS things.
So guys, just as Gerald was saying, you can do the same thing. Like you can do hosting a static website on AWS, right? But you can't just use the cafe case study. You understand? And so most of the names, most of the things that they will tell you to use, all those things, you can just change them. You get it? So if it is a cafe, you can say a boutique, or you can, just use anything. I make sure that you are typing different thing altogether from what is on, what they gave you. Unless you specifically say that, it's for study purposes. Just like for me, in the case I also, I led a class in, demonstrating what our course. But if you want to use it as a project that you did, then it has to be something that you did, not replicating the exact thing that they have there. Get it? So you can just change it. So when it comes to dynamic, for the database like this, right? They made you use certain passwords, certain database names. You change all those things, right? And if you are recording in your videos, you have to make sure that you are not going back to the portal to go and copy anything. Like those things doesn't have to appear in your videos. If you are not the type that will also do like a recording, as I said, normal screenshots can do. So you create your policy. After you have written the policy, you just take a screenshot of that. You paste it. And with the writing, you can also just use Google Docs to write them down. When you are done, you log on to the platform, whether Medium, dev.to, and then you put them there, right? The same thing with GitHub. Then you come and put them there. But with GitHub, it has to do with if you want to add links and all that. As you said, you can use ChatGPT. ChatGPT will draft everything for you, and then you bring it in. So, and then yes, this Quillbot. So you can tell Quillbot to, after you have copied it, you can just bring it to Quillbot to, rephrase it for you. Quillbot have a lot of tools to help you rephrase your stuff, and even with ChatGPT, for always I use ChatGPT to write my stuff and then reduce the the character count or the word count. So I'll just say, rewrite this in, let's say, 100 character count or 100 word count. You do it, and after what is there, I just tell you, okay, you are explaining this to somebody who have no idea about tech, so rewrite it. So you just talk to ChatGPT as you are talking with a fellow, even though there are some prompt tricks that you can use, but just saying that, okay, you are talking to somebody who have no idea about tech, they don't know anything about those buzzwords, so rewrite it. It will rewrite it, and I'll bring it to Quillbot again for Quillbot to paraphrase it. And even after that, you can read through, and there are words that you would think that, oh, Charlie, this one is too robotic, is too this. You can just change them. Myself, I'm not I'm not a good writer like that, but I use these things to help me write my stuff. All right, guys. So, in the absence of any other question, we will bring the session to an end, and thank you all for joining. We'll meet another time.